computer. Okay, I click record. I just click record just in case there's anything that we say that might be helpful to other families. I can share it with them. Is that okay with you? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Al, could you mute your, oh wait, I can push mute here. There we go. Yeah. I'm going to record this, just, hi Bill. Hi. Just so if we say anything that could be useful to other families, I can share it with them. Is that okay? Is that okay with you, Petra? Yeah? Okay. Is that okay with you, Diane?
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, awesome, awesome. I just wasn't sure if you could hear me. Is that okay with you, Bill? Do you want to unmute? Can you, or maybe I can unmute you. Hang on. Ask to unmute. Ask to unmute.
I am muted.
Oh, awesome. I can hear you. That's it's good
That's
to be able
better?
to hear you. Yeah.
Cool.
So welcome, guys. I think we're still like a few minutes early. Al, do you reckon I should start or should I just wait a few more minutes? I should probably wait. Hey, just give it another few minutes. Petra, how is everything going at the canine retreat?
I was just saying, look, yeah, we've had a lot of cancellations, obviously, right. And it's all good. All fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Is there a reason? Is there a reason for that?
Just the COVID.
Yeah.
COVID rubbish.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah, we've been very quiet at our business as well. Very quiet, especially because we can't put tables out. It puts, I think, people off sitting, because they can't sit down. So they're going to go, of course, they'll go and sit somewhere else. So
yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
No, terrible.
Yeah.
But look, I don't know. There has been some developments in England. I heard Boris Johnson giving an address in Parliament saying that all vaccine mandates are going to be scrapped.
Yeah.
So I think that's on the cards, but then, goodness knows what's next.
Yeah, it's hard to know, isn't it, what the agenda behind that move is. It's like a game of chess, really, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think they lodged some kind of criminal investigation. They've gone down the criminal law path, and it seems to have done something like they seem to have got a bit scared. I mean, I don't feel like it's all over by any stretch. I think they're just be planning for the next thing, really.
Yes. And on it will continue, hey, until we were united enough that we just say enough.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you, Diane, do you know Petra?
No, I don't. Hello.
Petra, Diane.
Hi, Diane.
Do you both know Bill? Bill?
No.
On the next page. Hi.
Bill is in Kuranda. Petra is down Oak Forest Road, and Diane is on top of the range.
Okay.
So we're all local. We're all local.
Lovely. And Diane, are you in that group where there's 3 nurses?
Oh yes, I am.
Lovely. Very good to know. We don't have any nurses in our group.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, my only knowledge really is with animals, although which at least
that's still good.
It is good, and I study animal technology, but I did work in vet clinics for many years. But we need some nurses.
Yeah. Well, my husband's a nurse as well, and I'm actually a sonographer as well. I do ultrasound, but I've lost both jobs, so we're both unemployed at the moment, which is very frustrating, seeing as it's very, very busy apparently.
Yes. Yeah. How are you managing? Are you doing it?
I guess the first month or so was a bit hard. I've never lost a job in my life. I've always had plenty of work. So it's kind of like that feeling that you don't really know what to do with yourself. And, you know, there's only so much housework and cooking and things like that you can do, because when you're working, a lot of your time is taken up doing that. But I guess I've kind of got used to it a little bit now and focusing on other things. But yeah, it's very frustrating. It's you know, just and most of my friends that are nurses have had the jab because they were coerced. Basically, they're not terrified of COVID or anything like that, but they're in a position financially where they had to have it, basically, which it breaks my heart, you know, seeing that. It's just horrendous. That's much worse than someone that voluntarily has it.
My best friend has had the jab. She's been for Queensland Health, so same thing, you know.
Yeah, no, it's awful.
Hi, Frank. Does everyone here know Frank?
Yes.
He lives down Barron Falls Road.
Okay, hello, Frank.
Hi, Frank.
We can't hear you, Frank.
Can't see him either.
Unmute.
Unmute?
I know
That should work.
we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah. So thank you all for coming. So this is I just want to welcome you all to our first mothers meeting that we're having, and there's quite a few people who didn't have Zoom and maybe are not that good with technology, and that's okay. I felt like even if there was just a few of us on this call, maybe what we share will be helpful to other families, to other mothers, you know, in other places in Australia as well, where I haven't been able to meet them. And so having something like this is something that then they can join, you know, if we have other meetings, they can join, or we can share it, and it might be helpful to other families in other places in Australia. So I just wanted to welcome you all. Thank you for coming on the call. I just had some questions that I wanted to ask each one of you. So just to start, so Diane, so Bill and Petra and myself, we're all mothers here in Kuranda. Frank is the leader of our metaphysical support group. And Diane is the head of our medical support group here in Kuranda. Bill and Petra, do you know about those? You know about those? I think we would have.
I didn't know that we had the medical support group happening, so I'm really pleased to hear that. That's a huge weight off my shoulders. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Diane's got a few other medical staff working with her, and we're just working on some kits that we can put together and ask. Either they'll be supplied and we can buy them, or we'll put out some information about everything we need to buy, so that we're as self-sufficient as possible.
Yes.
So we kind of talked about it, and we decided instead of having a medical team who is on call and giving them the responsibility of looking after people, say if someone can't go into hospital or doesn't want to go into hospital, instead of giving the medical team that responsibility, the best option is for us as families to be as well prepared as possible, so that we don't have to rely on other people to look after us as much. Of course, there will be times when there are emergencies and things like that, and we will be preparing for that too, as much as we can.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Diane, do you want to say anything about the medical group?
Just that I think I gave you a list of everything. Everything on the list is something that anyone can buy from either chemists or even just Coles or Woolworths. Just really basic things: antiseptic creams, antihistamines, basic painkillers. If everyone has a kit like that, then, you know, if you can't get hold of us at 2 o'clock in the morning and you need something, generally it's going to be basic things that you need. I guess there's kind of limits as to what we can do medically without equipment, without doctor's advice. I mean, I can I guess, deal with most things, but outside of a hospital, it's kind of a bit hard. And I guess legally as well, we do have to cover ourselves if there is something that possibly would need more imaging or medical attention, then we would definitely suggest that rather than just not, I understand why people don't want to go to hospital these days, that's for sure. On that list, there's also a couple of additional items. I've bought one myself. I bought a nebulizer just from eBay, and it seems to be it's not expensive. I think it was $40-50, something like that. And you can boil up some salty water and just nebulize just to get rid of, to make your lungs a bit clearer, that kind of thing. And it's a simple thing to have. Also just things like thermometers, basic equipment that you can buy. If everyone has that on hand, then that's pretty much a lot of the stuff that can be covered. Mostly anything else outside of that probably requires going to a hospital anyway, unfortunately. But we're around for any advice if you need it. That's not a problem.
Yeah, and we're going to be holding workshops and on very simple things we can do to look after ourselves, really.
That's right. And just basic CPR training as well is also, I think it's something that everyone needs to know. You can have free courses on YouTube, just basic stuff on choking, first aid, burns, all that kind of thing. If everyone is on board with that themselves, then it just makes you a little bit more self-sufficient, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, Diane. Thank you.
No problem.
And Frank, did you want to say anything about the purpose of the metaphysical support group is it's coming at things from a more, and we have a lot of people in our families who are not so keen on going on the marches or confronting police or anything like that, but they do have a lot to give, and so and they come at it from a more esoteric point of view, and that's where your support group comes in.
Exactly, yes. The importance of positive intention setting and prayer, meditation, that's the sort of the backup work that I envisaged I will be doing. And also we've got a Telegram group, and just using that for positive messages, for whatever positive news comes out, I'm posting that on there, and anybody basically who has something positive to say or to contribute, that will be your outlet to do it. And that just counteracts a little bit also all the negative news that we're getting every day. And and we just have simple visions. Like my vision is to focus on the day when this pandemic is declared over and we all can rejoice again and celebrate, and that day will come. So we should focus on those sort of outcomes that we would like to see and that are going to happen. But it probably helps to do that, especially as a group, to focus on that positive outcome. Yeah, that's sort of more or less the purpose of the group. And then there's any special emergencies, like we do get we get people getting in trouble with the law, then we can jump in and just do a specific meditation to facilitate the resolving of that particular emergency in a positive way. Have I forgotten anything? That's sort of more or less how I envisage the group to function, yes.
Perfect. Yeah, I think I've seen over the years, that prayer groups, when they get together and focus on a specific outcome, it can be incredibly powerful, and we underestimate. I mean, look what we've done with COVID. We've just, all our minds focused on this one thing has just changed the whole fabric of society. So when we all put our minds together, miracles happen. And we have, our families, there are so many focused, intelligent people with so much power, and putting that together,
Yeah.
focusing on
Yeah.
something higher is very powerful. Yeah.
That's right, and we're seeing cracks appearing now everywhere. You know, the light is coming in, and we can see it happening. There's a lot of good news coming out suddenly now. For example, what's happened in the UK, I've just posted that today. That's fantastic news. You know,
It
if
is.
anybody's not aware of that, but have a look on the Telegram page. Yeah, so we have to focus on that and build on it, get that momentum going.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Frank. And so if anyone has any thing specific as well that they need prayers for, you know, be it finance related or for a specific issue, can let Frank know, and we will and Frank will put there'll be a kind of he will put something in motion to address that, whatever it is. Yeah, or
Yeah,
if
so we got
anyone
the-
knows, yes, people who need support like that.
Yeah. Mhm.
I had some questions that I wanted to ask the mothers. So Petra and Bill, could you tell me what your biggest challenge has been so far being a mother? What the most challenging aspect has been?
You want me to go first?
Yeah. Yes, please. Yeah.
Well, we really haven't had any challenges. We're a very, very united group.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're so fortunate. We're all about the same age and, you know, in the same sort of situation. So we're not that diverse in that sense. We have looked at each other's properties to see if we can grow vegetables and things like that. So that's also in the offering as well, because we don't know what's going to happen in the future with food. Medically, we'd all have our own medicine kits at home. Each household has one, so we can share resources. So if somebody's missing some painkillers or whatever, we can do it that way. When it comes to actual injury, that could be an issue. We may have to call in somebody from another family or go to the ambulance or somebody like that. We don't know. It depends on the actual situation. We have to assess it. We do have some in the family that are trained in CPR and also in Reiki for healing and for nurturing, which is good. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So there haven't been any challenges as such. It's been a good flow for you guys.
Yeah,
There's no issues. That's
But
really wonderful.
we're only a small group as well. There's only 8 of us.
Yeah, and you're all very like-minded, which makes it fairly easy, doesn't it,
So
to all get on?
I can imagine a larger group with all different sorts of families and making up a bigger family. It has its challenges, I can imagine.
Yeah. And how about you, Petra? What's
Look,
the biggest challenge you
Yeah.
found?
So we've got a strong core group. The biggest challenge is those few people that keep saying they want to connect,
Yes.
but have never turned up to any of the meetings,
Yes.
or have perhaps only turned up once. And then I get the constant text messages, oh, when is the next meeting? Or let me know when the next meeting is. And, you know, I just can't get those few individuals connected. But the core group that we've got is, that is really strong. So I guess that's the only challenge I have, is just those few people.
Yeah. We've had that issue as well, that we have a strong core group, and initially I was a bit because I didn't know who's really in or who just says they're interested but are not. Yeah, and then I realized the other day, because we had a meeting at the pool. And it rained. It was pouring with rain. You know, I expected it to be nice and warm, and we would all be swimming, and it'd be great. But it was raining, and I thought, oh well, you know, no one's going to come. You know, why would they come? It's terrible weather. But there was like Frank came, and there were 6 or 7 other people who came, and it was really nice, because that's how you really can count on these people, because they will come. Even if it's ridiculous, they will still come, you know. And I felt like all the other people, it doesn't really matter, you know. They know where we are anyway, you know. We just need to focus on the ones who are really in
Yes.
it with us, you know. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
I know what you
So
mean.
I don't know whether I do send out information at times, but it's those few people that actually have connected to Signal, and getting information to them is quite difficult
Yes.
at times. So I don't know. Do I keep sending those people information? Do I just let it go? It's a tough one.
Yeah.
We've got five households that are already that we meet on a regular basis. So I guess the group is really quite large anyway.
Yeah.
Or should I maybe suggest that those individuals may want to join another group that's closer to them? Or
we've got a big family. I think there's over 60 people in our family.
wow,
And at one point I thought of culling it. I was gonna just say, look, you guys just meet up over there, and you guys don't come, so I'll just put you in another mailing list so that our group can be really kind of core and intimate, and
yes,
and then I sent the email, but I sent it and it was done, but then there was some weird internet failure, so it didn't go. And so I kind of took that as a message that at the moment it's fine,
Okay.
we can't control everyone, and everyone's there.
Yes.
And they all, I think they appreciate the fact that we are trying, we connect with them, even if they're not, they've got other priorities right now, but
Yeah.
knowing that we're there is, I do feel that they appreciate that.
Okay, fair enough. Yep.
And what was my other, and then I had two other questions. Did you want to say anything else, Petra,
No,
regarding
no.
what's been challenging? That's the main thing?
That's the only challenge.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Families to work with. Bill, what do you feel? I guess you kind of already answered this. What do you feel that the family has to work on the most? Is there any way that you would feel we could do to support you guys more?
Not at this stage, no. Well, I think we're pretty self-sufficient in that regard. I think you'd be better off focusing your energies on the other families and the ones with children, especially with this one. Yeah, with us, going back to school, and those that want to get into homeschooling, and
Okay,
that's
then.
more important. Yeah. I mean, we've been around a while. We're a bit older. We know what to do. We know how to survive. We lived this long.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And how about you, Petra? Is there anything that we could do communally to support you in that challenge and in other areas? Is there anything?
No, again, really the only person that, look, there are a couple of mothers in our group that aren't really connecting a great deal, who do have young children, but they know where to go. They know that you're setting up some alternative schooling systems, and Olga's quite connected with you anyway, and her little girl is still so terribly young anyway, so it doesn't really apply to her just yet. So other than those couple of mums that want to stay connected but aren't really engaging, nobody in our group has got needs to connect to his schools at the moment. My grandchild might have to at some stage, but that's okay. I mean, Madeline knows where to go.
Yes. Yeah. Did you Frank and Diane, do you want to say anything in that regard that you've noticed in your families that has been challenging, or that you need more support with?
I think like everyone has said, there's just so much going on, and as a parent, we're probably focusing a lot on the education and not knowing really where we're going. Do we homeschool? Do we send them to school? Interacting with other groups that are trying to set schools up. So I think everyone's kind of trying to navigate this whole thing. They're probably all in the same kind of boat, really. So bit of a challenge.
We're the same with the boys. We're trying to figure out what to do as well. I have a feeling that it's all gonna I'm feeling like just the kids just watching us, go through this period. That's quite a big lesson for them in itself.
Yep. Absolutely.
Because their parents are standing up for what's right during a very difficult period, and I think they'll remember this. They'll
Yeah.
look back and be like, oh, well, do you remember when mum and dad were trying to survive, and at the same time maintain their integrity and do what's right. Yeah, I think there's a lot of
I do
power in
remember
that.
when my kids just turned around to me in a supermarket and said, wow, we thought you were going crazy, but this other guy thinks the same as you, because I was having a conversation with him. So it was a bit of a relief for them, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Big respect. I think it's that will be, maybe not now, or but one day they'll look back with a lot of respect, for what we went through for them as well, to protect them. And I had one more question. Oh yeah, and Bill, do you have any tips that you could give new mothers who we've got some others in New South Wales and South Australia, in Darwin, say if they were just putting their family together and weren't really sure how to go about it. Is there any tips that you would give them, Bill?
Ask a lot of questions is the best. Communicating with your other family members.
Yeah.
We're all different. We all have families, but we're all different families. So it's important to ask questions and find out exactly what their concerns are. And when you have the majority of their concerns, you can then formulate the plan. And that's the way to start. So ask lots of questions and find out what their major concerns are, because they're all going to have different families themselves. Some will have children, some will, won't, and some will have different age groups or different ethnic backgrounds, or maybe English speaking problems, or other language issues. So there could be a lot of diversity. So it's best just to find out. As a mother, don't force all your opinions and your thoughts onto them. Gather the information from them, and then as a collective, discuss which are the most important and which way to attack it, and start from the top down. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way.
Thanks, Bill.
Mhm.
How about you, Petra? Are there any other tips you would give a new mother or someone in your situation starting somewhere else in Australia?
Perhaps the only bit of advice I would give is that rather than just looking at all the negatives, all the negativity that's surrounding us, is to perhaps come up with some positive quotes, or some ways in which to even start the meeting on a more positive note, whether that's a little prayer together or meditation together, or coming to the group with a lovely little positive quote, or let's just not all drown in negativity.
Absolutely.
Probably a bit of advice.
Yeah, yeah,
It's easily done.
Very
Especially when
easily
we're on
done.
Telegram all the time. And I'm really, I get told off all the time by my children, my adult children, because I do drown in negativity at times. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Having those positive flows to catch into, and
yes, that's it.
shifts all the thinking. Like having
Yeah.
a group like Frank's group that is being set up, it's just it doesn't take much, but it can transform the meeting or transform the way you leave at the end. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, because our mindset is everything, really, isn't it? The
It
state
is.
of mind that we have. Yeah. Thanks, Petra. That's so true. So simple, but so
Maybe a
important
positive
to do.
start and finish to the group.
Yes.
Just writing things down so I remember it myself.
Yeah, definitely. Diane, is there any tips you would give other families? from your
Well, I'm very
experience?
new to this. It's all new to me, so I'm just going with
Yeah.
the flow and doing what other people tell me to do, really. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think communication is the key, really. Regular meetings. You know, we're lucky enough to have internet and to be able to do it pretty easily, really. But yeah, I would say everything that everyone else has just said too. And definitely some positivity, because it's very easy to get really bogged down in all this and get quite depressed with it all, because it's pretty horrendous.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's very true. Frank, you're in my family. Is there anything that you think we should be doing differently, or that we should any tips you would give to other mothers from your experience in of the family that we've had so far?
To be honest, nothing comes to mind, but I think all the points were mentioned. They're valid points. What Bill was saying and Petra was saying, I think that's all very valid. Darwin, you've been doing a fantastic job as a mother, I must say, especially considering the size of our family, which doesn't make it very easy. No, nothing comes to mind, to be honest. No.
Well, yeah, I feel like we've been going through a lot ourselves. We're probably going to have to find another place to live, and you know, we don't know what we're still kind of structuring a year with the children, and we're not sure what we're going to do with our business. So yeah, there's a fair amount going on. So sometimes I feel like I should be doing more. And I realized that I was being a mother doesn't necessarily mean I have to carry, you know, because I tend to carry it on my shoulders, or you know, psychically. But
yeah, and luckily at the moment things are still fairly cruisy. We haven't had any major challenges coming our way. Probably the schooling is the biggest one now, with the jabs going into the schools. But apart from that, it hasn't really been that that challenging yet, which is a good thing. Let's hope it stays like that. Let's hope we're sort of over the worst.
Yeah. Al, is there anything you would like to say with regards to the topic, the questions? Anything you can think of that will be useful for any tips you would give to new mothers who are just starting up? I can't hear you, Al. Hang on.
You're on mute.
You need to unmute. Yeah, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think everyone covered all the points. I've got nothing to offer apart from a lot of love for everyone. It's good.
Thank you. Yeah, so I guess that I just wanted to say that the purpose of the families is really so all the members feel they are accepted. They feel accepted. There is a community. They are connected. So we're connected. You know, we're all and that we're protected. So with there's so much strength in numbers. So I guess thank you so much for helping me to have my first Zoom meeting. So now
Very
I know
well.
how it works.
Did well.
Yeah. So I'll be able to set this up and do it with other mothers, new mothers coming in, and it'll be good to be able, because we've been connecting physically, which has been, I think, is the best way to do it. But failing that, sometimes you need an alternative, and it's better to connect this way than not at all. So it gives us another option that we can connect with other families and other networks around Australia and the world as well. Is there anything anyone else would like to say?
I would like to thank you, Emma and Al, because you've been a great help. But I also think that the size of your family is a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably
Maybe
Frank said the same. Yeah, so we'll.
I think you do need to break it down into small groups.
Yeah. You're probably right, because it just
think so.
makes it very difficult to meet as well, because we've got such a big
So
group.
much more manageable when you have smaller
Mm.
portions.
Yeah. Well, I'll be doing that. Yeah, we have enough in Co
I'm
and
feel-
Spiwa and those places that they should have their own group now. So
Oh,
yeah, thanks, Bill.
good to hear that.
All right. Well, I love you. I love you all. I love you, Petra. I love you, Diane. Love you, Bill. Love you, Frank.
Love you.
Yep, love you, Emma.
And
Yeah.
we'll see you very soon.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for all
Thank
you
you.
do, Emma.
Absolute pleasure.
Take care.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.